What's up, Doc? Today's a good day, I think, for a sick-ass Decepticon repaint. Time to take some bad medicine. Brought to you by Transforverse.eu, the primo TF collector hotspot serving mainland Europe. Hit the link below, check out some bots, and bag some Black Friday bargains. EU only, party people. Now, let's mainline some Flatline. Yes, mama, this sketchy surgeon-type scorcher rocked up recently as a dark side dupe of Age of the Prime's Armada Red Alert, flipping the script on his good time GP guys as a being of malevolent malpractice. He's like reverse Ratchet, like if Dr. Green was Dr. Mean. You get it. But you may ask yourself, how did I get here? Shouldn't we at least acknowledge Red Alert before we lionize his narky doppelganger? Yes. Let's get this alert. So Red Alert was the Armada team's in-house medic, I reckon. I only know him from the game, where he made a reliable ass-kicker / man in the chair. Get you a man who can do both. And his toy is a magnificently muscular megacon, as emblematic of the Armada MO as emblematic can be. Huge, chunky, stuffed with crazy crap. Big Red Willard here boasts a stunning size and a handsomely unique physicality as a towering blue man wearing a car. It's very funny to me how the bits that are a guy don't blend in with the vehicle chunks at all. Like, the colossally cumbersome chest is just the front third of a car with an unrelated head bonked on it. The arms don't seem totally sure what they're doing here, dangling off the doors awkwardly. And the legs just don't look like they belong to a robot. They're all sinewy and eerily human, like they've been shorn off a Masters of the Universe toy wearing blue hosiery. Please welcome to the stage, Eternia Leggings. This is all complimentary, by the way. I friggin' love this toy. Like, how am I not gonna be wowed by the litany of light piping bursting through his knockoff Robocop face? Who could resist the double-barreled blaster that turns out to be a claw? There's just so much going on. He's a friggin' gimmick riot. Now, you'll notice he hasn't got a left hand, rather these two interchangeable clear extensions, both missile and minigun. Sounds like a Transformer pub, doesn't it? The missile and minigun, which could stash in the leg baggage or mount on his shoulder, which also works with the rifle. Very Soundwave. But by far the most ostentatious feature, possibly ever, is the chest cannon. Let's bring in a little long arm here. Say hi, long arm. Hello. My arm is long. Pop him on, open sesame, give him a slide, and wow! Autobot death frisbee to the solar plexus. Battered. Posability's in there somewhere. The arms are alright. We got double elbows and triple shoulders. No waist, but plenty of head. Legs are a bit limited by half-measure knees, 1 centimeter of outward hip action, and of course, being almost sarcastically sandwiched between these comical kibble plates. Armada ain't known for their posing, but honestly, not bad. What a Chad. Transformation is exactly what you think it is. Look at this guy, how do you think it works? And get a load of this alt mode, as if it's possible to get any less. Such a mighty medical meatloaf. Just the size of it is so good. Solid and stodgy and heavy. Littered with dope, hardcore armor adjacent details. Leading with the raw aggression of that brutal bumper, which seems to be wearing knuckle dusters. The booty end is pure bulk. The wheels are nuts. Like double wide Gorilla Grip Pog Slammers. Probably got the feet wrong. Who cares? He doesn't care. Gimmicks hit even harder in this mode. The disc launcher bisects the whole front wide open, and seeing that thing whip out of a vehicle feels very Mask. Oh, you hear that? Cheeky fold-out battle platform for little long arm there. Don't know if that's totally successful, but I do love how the cannon adds a layer of irony as it deploys from a safety siren. Just kidding, get dead! That minicon switch even pulls double duty. Slide it back for the cannon or forward to activate what may be the most notorious sound chip in the franchise.
Red alert!
Parents hate him. Armada Red Alert is such a treat. I love an SUV Transformer. They're kind of a rare delicacy. And this thing tops them all. The gold standard of girth. Party on, girth. I kind of envy the Armada generation. Imagine starting here. If this was my first Transformer, good God, I'd be hooked for life. Like I'm not hooked for life. So how does one follow an act like that in today's post-party era? I mean, the current approach of just making nice action figures what can do a car works great for G1, when the old ones couldn't do f***ing shit anyway, but it often finds itself at odds with Armada's oversized funfest philosophy, and it's definitely gone a couple of ways before. Like Legacy Armada Prime, I feel like it nailed the comeback, but the Megatron left me very cold. So let's see how we go with this pared back scare sack. Age of the Prime's Voyager Flatline steps into the fray, paging Dr. Bastard, and immediately any comparisons come off mighty unfavorable for the hapless new sod, positively dwarfed by his predecessor and stripped of all but the most mundane gimmicks, replacing almost everything with those ubiquitous hex supports. They barely count. But Flatline's no slouch, man. This is a clean, slick experience for the modern age. And also, it's a different guy. Let him be. So, who is Flatline? The box ain't gonna tell you, but he's been a semi-regular face in the comics as a Decepticon medic who's more medic than Decepticon, Hippocratically healing whoever's in need. Can't we understand that no life is out of our hands? Not quite what you'd expect from an evil doctor, is it? Like, with that job title and such a deathy name, you'd think he'd be all psychotic surgical shit and obsessed with knives and patients waking up with their face attached to their anus. We've got people for that. He's not Shockwave. He's not Farmer, is he? Always love when a comic-bound nobody finally gets a toy, but I don't know if it's a great match for how he looked on the page. Like, that's straight up T30 trail cutter. This body doesn't feel like home, but I find this is a toy best enjoyed as a toy. My God, this mold wears the baddie badge well, bowling in with a breathtakingly runabouty colour scheme, drenched in only the blackest blacks and see-through shocks of laser red, all of which let him slot in superbly with the growing roster of evil version Autobots. It's like Shattered Glass, if it was good. Gotta say, the Red Alert body type reads very feminine here. Like, these lanky legs go all the way up, and the face is giving nothing away in a Nightbirdie kind of way. Just a helmet and a ninja mask, and I'm fully here for the windows joining in on a chorus of light piping. I wonder what goes on behind those bloodshot eyes. Torso looks perhaps a touch more subtle than the old boy. Might just be because it's smaller, but it looks tidy here. And the unified colour scheme definitely helps it not look like a bloke dressed in used car parts. Guess we better address the gimmicks, or absence thereof. The days have gone down in the West, and we're not doing minicons, we're not doing electronics, we're barely doing springs, but we are doing This Week Imitations. I mean, the arm extensions are present if you want to yank his hand off and jam one in the stump, or they can hide in his leg or chill out on the back. But everything else is neutered senseless, such as the shotgun here, which doesn't fire, but it does have a removable replica of the tip of the claw missile. Thanks. The chest remains firmly where it is, torturously bereft of the inner disc eruption, and the voice? Silent as the grave. But it's hard to miss him too much when the figure looks and feels this good. Like, the posing lives up to the current ridiculously high standard, with a full quota of extremely sturdy joints which pair perfectly with the luxurious plastic to give it unreal hand feel. Flatline's a serious toy, man. Anything extra would be overkill. Not that one. And look, I'm just an eternal mark for a black repaint, okay? If it was a kaiju, it'd be Gothra. If it was a Star Wars character, it'd be Mon Gothma. Gothra and Mon Gothma doing goth shit in Golgotha. Try saying that 3 times fast. Transformation is a very traditional car former crease down, where notably the elbows fold in laterally. Not many could do it. Not many are wide enough. Blur could never. And I guess the alt mode is some kind of evil ambulance? Call that a nurse hearse. A nurse. I mean, it's barely a rescue vehicle at this point. It's just kind of a nice chunky car, like a mini clubman with a bit of stank on it. But we know it as a rescue vehicle, and I suppose it does have the lights and a, that's not a flatline. I suppose a flatline would just be a go faster stripe. Bit nice though, innit? On its own terms, this is a gorgeous thing. Just a big old no bullshit utility truck bulking out the Decepticon road crew. So compact and ruggedly satisfying. Hitting more like a big deluxe, really, but elevated with extra polish. Like, look at those wheels next to Gears'. Full-bodied and properly capped with those seamless rims. And again, you don't really miss the gimmicks, but their ghost looms large, like a giant witch. That minicon port is such a tease. We know there's no gimmicks in there, and he hasn't got a minicon. There aren't any minicons. But I guess the canon cannon still works. This would have made a good crankcase. So yes, Flatline is mad fine. It definitely lands a lot smoother than the recent Armada Megatron did, because for me, 2002 Megatron was pretty much a gimmick delivery brick, but Red Alert ain't the same. He's plenty of fun just as an action figure, and all the spring-loaded silliness sits on top of that as a bonus dessert layer. You take it all away, he's still good, so a new figure that just looks like him still hits the brief. And I love so much that they made it a new character. It's not like, oh, stealth mode Red Alert, like that daft Shadow Realm Ratchet we looked at before. More like Dead Alert, Redder Hurt. But as Flatline, it stands on its own. Cut the umbilical cord. Yes, the old Red Alert was way bigger and needed batteries, but Flatline didn't. Flatline wasn't here. It doesn't need to justify itself. It doesn't need to be extra. It can just be a cool Decepticon. And it is one. So there. Cheers for watching anyway. Thanks again to Transforverse. Check them out. Right then, there's another one. Moving on from the Flatline. Flatline. Oh my god, I love him. Cheers for watching, gang. This video probably makes a lot more sense if you listen to Periphery. Cheers to everybody over here keeping me afloat like the legends you are. Thanks, gang. And a big random patron shout out to Chat Squared. Nice one, team. See you later.
Be sure to subscribe for more Thew's awesome Transformers reviews. Limited appeal, keeping it real.